Yoast SEO just released version 8.0, and this is the first version that is compatible with Gutenberg. So I've been using Gutenberg for about the last 6 or 7 weeks on a new website that I've been working on, and I just wanted to walk through a couple of things for feedback with the Yoast SEO plugin and how it works with Gutenberg. There's just a couple of things that I think could be improved a little bit, so let's walk through it. One of the big things you'll notice here is that you can access Yoast SEO now from the sidebar in Gutenberg. So there's a new Yoast icon up here on the top right corner. So you can take a look here. You've got a couple of options that open up in an accordion. For your keywords, you can add an additional keyword if you upgrade to premium, and you've got your cornerstone content here. Now, one thing that I don't like how this sidebar works is when you open up the focus keyword, you'll notice you've got a nice long scrollable piece here with different problems, improvements, good results. I get to the bottom. Now, if I click on cornerstone content, it opens it up, but I just clicked on it and I don't see anything. So what's happening is that it's opening it up, but it's out of the viewport. So I have to now scroll down, and there is the cornerstone content. So I'd love to see this automatically jump to the top and open up for us. And I also don't see a need to have multiple sections open at one time. I can't really think of a good reason to have all three of these open. So I think that as soon as you click one, all of the others should automatically close, and that one should be anchored here to the top so that you can see the content immediately. So that's a piece of feedback there. And then let's go ahead and look at one other thing here. You'll notice I've got the Yoast SEO here in the sidebar. As I go into my content area and start clicking through to different blocks, you'll notice the Yoast sidebar stays active over on the right side. What I'd love to see happen, I think this makes more sense, would be when I start clicking in different blocks, for these blocks to automatically go to the block options right here. So once you're on Yoast, it pretty much stays on the Yoast sidebar. Even when you click through to different blocks and go to add new blocks, it stays on Yoast. So I'd love that to automatically switch right back to these block options. Now let's take a look down at the bottom. So Yoast SEO is really available in 2 spots now in Gutenberg. They might change the way that this happens. Gutenberg is still pretty heavily in development, so we'll see what ends up happening in the final version when Gutenberg is added to core. But for right now, you can get to it from the sidebar as well as from below your content in a meta box here. Now, one thing that 8.0 has done is it's added these smiley face icons. So there's red, green, and orange, and there's a smiley face for green if everything's great. There's an orange kind of neutral face if you're in the middle, but there's some things you can improve. And then if Yoast thinks that you did a pretty poor job with your SEO, they'll show you a red sad face. Now, the one thing that throws me off a little bit is you'll notice right here, they're still using the traffic light for this icon. And to me, it's a little confusing to have the traffic light and the smiley face. I'd really just love to see some consistency. Pick one or the other and use it across the board. Personally, I like the smiley faces over the traffic light. And the other thing I noticed is that the orange colors here actually look different in the traffic light versus what color the smiley face is. So I haven't tested the green and the red to see if those colors are the same, but at the very least, I think those colors should be the same. But I'd love to see a consistent icon used throughout and really, get rid of the traffic light and make it smiley faces across the board. And then the same thing applies down here. When you open up focus keyword, I have to scroll all the way down, and so cornerstone content's already open. But as I'm clicking it multiple times here, you'll see that it looks like almost nothing is happening. And again, once you click it to open it up, then you still have to scroll to find the information. So I'd like to see, just like the sidebar, I'd like to see that updated there. And the only other piece here, let me see if I can show it to you, is on a mobile device. So on a mobile device, I'd love to see these icons that are the sort of the tabs for the different content areas for your SEO, your sharing, and your advanced settings here. I'd love to see these moved up to the top, up in this area. And I really think there's room for 5 icons. You could have these 3 icons here, plus a question mark for help and a star for premium. And what that would do is it would open up some more of this space over here on the left. What happens is, especially with the snippet preview on a mobile device, everything is really narrow. in this area here. So I think if you take these icons and you move them up at the top, then that would just create a lot more space here in your snippet preview area. So that's my first look at Yoast SEO 8.0 with Gutenberg. Love to know your thoughts. If you tried it out, please let me know what you think in the comments.